So many people still believe in these fitness lies that's keeping them fat, keeping them out of shape, and just not being able to build a body that they want for years. Things like, oh, I need to eat salad every day to lose weight, or lifting heavy will make me look bulky. If you're still believing in these lies, you have no one else to blame but you for not being where you want to be with your fitness. In today's video, I'm going to address all the fitness lies that you're still believing in that's keeping you stuck, and actually giving you actionable items that you can do so that you can actually start to lose weight sustainably. And to be honest, I've also believed in these lies when I first started on my fitness journey, and that's what kept me stuck for 2 years when I first started out. So I don't blame you guys, but you have to realize that if your way of doing fitness hasn't been working for you, you can't just keep trying harder with your way to see the results. You need to change your perspective on how you view fitness and how you approach it so that you can actually see the results that you want to see. First fitness lie that you're still believing in is spot reduction. You can't just concentrate on one part of your body and just train that muscle to lose the fat around that area. And this is something that I used to do all the time when I was first starting out. I've always wanted to get abs. I wanted to get six-pack abs, and I would watch these ab routines on YouTube, and I would do it every single day, and I did it for several months. And despite that, I never got to see my abs. Just because you train your abs doesn't mean the fat around my abs are going to disappear. That's just not how your body works. Instead, what you need to do is you need to drop your overall body fat percentage, and the fat will start to drop in all areas of your body, and that's how you get rid of the fat. So please stop spending hours doing one exercise thinking that's going to burn the fat around that muscle and it will tone out that part of your body, because that's just not how it works. And the second fitness lie that you're still believing in is thinking that you need to eat healthy to lose weight. And yes, eating healthy is important, and I recommend you eat healthy, but just because you eat healthy doesn't mean you're automatically going to lose weight. To give you an extreme example, you can actually only eat McDonald's, chips, fries, and still lose weight if you're in an overall calorie deficit. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend this because those foods are very calorie dense, obviously not healthy for you. So even if you eat a little amount, it's gonna fill up all of your calories, so it would be very difficult for you to stay in a calorie deficit and to sustain that. That's why the best thing to do is follow the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you're eating healthy, nutritious food that are high protein, low calorie, and then the other 20% of the time you can include McDonald's, chips, ice cream, all of these foods. And if you pair it together and make sure that you're staying under your calorie deficit, those things combined together, following the 80-20 rule, will help you build out a routine with your nutrition that will actually help you lose weight and actually be able to enjoy it long term, rather than you being extreme and cutting out everything all at once. And the third lie that we still believe in is thinking that cardio is going to help us lose the weight. If you're still prioritizing cardio over weight training or nutrition, you're never going to be able to build the body that you want and actually lose fat. You need to make sure that you're resistance training at least 3 times a week so that you can build muscle, which will increase your resting metabolism, which will help you in the long run being able to sustain your lean body weight. That's why when you see people that are in shape, you don't really see them get fat again. And that's because they have such good foundation with their muscle mass and with their metabolism that even if they gain weight, it's not going to be extreme, and it's going to be super easy for them to cut down again because they have such a strong foundation. And on top of that, when you lose the weight, when you lose all the fat but you didn't resistance train, you're not going to like what you're seeing in the mirror. You're just going to be skinny with no muscle, no strength, no energy. We don't want you to do that. When you lose the fat, I want you to look toned, lean, and have the body that you're actually excited to see in the mirror. So cardio is cool, but resistance training should be the priority. And the fourth fitness lie that's still keeping you stuck is thinking that lifting heavy weights will make you bulky. People think there's 2 different types of muscle, and lifting heavy will build more of bulky muscle, and lifting lightweight for higher reps will build more toned muscle. But that's just not how your anatomy works. Ultimately, what lean muscle is basically just less of the bulky muscle. That's what lean muscle is. And you won't get bulky unless you try to get bulky. And what I mean by that is, in order to get bulky, you need to be eating in a high calorie surplus, and you need to be training like a bodybuilder, training 6-7 times a week. And when you continue to do that over several months, years, couple years, yes, then you will get bulky. But if you just follow a balanced routine, proper nutrition, and training with intensity, lifting heavy weights, that's what's going to get you that toned body that you want quicker. You lifting lighter weight is just going to make the progress much slower. And besides, most of these people that are super bulky that you see on the social media are not natural. They're taking something, they're taking steroids, so you don't have to worry about that. Just go to the gym, train hard, eat well, and you will build the body that you want. You're not going to accidentally get bulky. I promise you that. And the last fitness lie that you're probably telling yourself to make yourself feel better about your fitness progress is that dropping 5 to 10 pounds is good progress in a year. If you're someone that needs to drop more than 20 pounds of fat, dropping 5 to 10 pounds in a year is just not good enough. That is basically just maintaining your body weight. Having one bad week will put you back to where you started. Instead, a good goal that you should be aiming for every single month is dropping 4 to 6 pounds of fat. And to drop 4 to 6 pounds every single month, you just need to eat in a 500 calorie deficit every single day and make sure you're resistance training 3 times a week. When you do that, you will lose 4 to 6 pounds every single month. And just think about it. In a year, if you needed to, you can drop 40, 50, 60 pounds in a year. So you shouldn't be satisfied with losing 5 to 10 pounds in 6 months or even a year. My clients typically drop about 12 to 20 pounds after about 3 months of working with me. And this is done in a sustainable way. They don't build any bad habits with their food. They're not starving themselves. They're able to do this while still enjoying the foods and without having to go to the gym every single day and spending hours there. And that means you can do it too. All right, so I just covered 5 fitness lies that's been keeping you stuck and confused on your fitness journey. It's not always about just trying hard and just cutting everything out so that you can lose the weight. It's about learning what a right system looks like and how you can implement that into your day-to-day life and actually being consistent with it. That's what's going to help you see the results and be able to sustain that when you get there. And if you do this, I guarantee you that you will lose weight and you will feel more confident, more energy, stronger. Okay, so I know I emphasize a lot of these points, and it's only because I've been in your shoes and I've wasted several years in the beginning trying to figure it out on my own and just being stuck and being frustrated. And I don't want you to feel that. Fitness is a long-term goal, but doesn't mean that you should be okay with falling off and having to restart every single year. And if that's what you're telling yourself, that you're still young, you have time so you can mess up and you can continue to restart. If you have that mindset, I'm sorry, but you're not going to make progress with your fitness. If you make fitness a priority, no matter how busy you are with work or any other things in your life, you can still make time and get it done. And to be honest, there's never a perfect time to get started with fitness. You're always going to have something come up. And if you're always waiting for that right time, you're never going to get started with your fitness. Because even if that right time came and you start to work on your fitness, but then something comes up and you give up after that, you're gonna lose that progress. And it's gonna be restarting over and over again, same cycle. And it took me a couple of years, but when I was able to finally get in shape, it just feels so much better, more confident, more energy. And I just want you to be able to experience the same thing. I am genuinely rooting for you.